Hello, my name's Tony and welcome back to Fragdicted. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about a fragrance from Argos Fragrances, and that's not the Argos in the UK. It is the website by Argos. And the fragrance we're going to be talking about today is Triumph of Bacchus. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this, stay right where you are. So thanks for joining me, I really appreciate it. This fragrance was kindly sent to me from Luxe Parfum, Chris from Fragmental's niche fragrance online store. So please go and check them out. I'll leave the links to the website below, along with their Instagram socials. And thank you also to Argos Fragrances. So we're going to be talking about, as you can see in the title and the intro, Triumph of Bacchus. I'm going to run through the notes with you, and then what I'll do is I'll cut to some B-roll so you can actually get to see a close-up of the presentation, which it would be a complete waste of doing this review if you didn't get to see that. So firstly, let me run through those notes. So in the top we have rum, apple, white peach and saffron. In the mid we have tonka, patchouli, vetiver and jasmine. And in the base we have tobacco, vanilla, amber, sandalwood and musk. So let's cut to that B-roll so you can see the presentation for yourself. Right, so it looks great, doesn't it? So I'm not going to keep you too long with this review. I'm going to make it quite a quick review, run through what I get from it. I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room, is it a clone, and give you the reasons why I think this is different from a lot of the other fragrances that it's compared to. So I'll give you a little breakdown on what I think those differences are. So firstly, what's it like? It opens with a real fruity rum boozy accord. And I love rum, it's one of my favourite spirits. I love the smell of it, I love spiced rum especially. So the smell of this with the fruit, it's almost like a rum has been macerated in fruits, and I get like a red fruit accord from it. Something like plum, for example. You get that prominent apple note as well, which gives it some lift and some sweetness. And then the tobacco note starts to come through very, very quickly. And it is of this sort of cherry tobacco vibe, which you get from a lot of different fragrances actually. And it is a note that I really enjoy. And then a little bit later, the amber starts to come through. And I think that plays a major part in this fragrance, along with the woody notes and one of the stars of the show, the vanilla. So it goes through a few stages in the wearing. It starts off boozy, fruity, a slight spicy kick from the saffron. Then the cherry tobacco note starts to come through with a little bit of patchouli. And then the wood start to really show up along with the vanilla and the amber. All the notes are notes that I love. It is quite rich, it's quite dense, it feels quite expensive. There's not a designer fragrance that's certainly anything like this. It's strong, and I think it's got this luxuriousness to it. It lasts all day, the performance is fantastic. A couple of sprays, genuinely, and you're good to go. and it is really addictive. It's one of those fragrances you get a really good sillage from it when you move your hands and your wrists about. It keeps coming back to you. One of those fragrances you keep wanting to bury in your nose, into your back of your hand or in your wrist. It has got a real addictive quality to it. Let's bring up the elephant in the room. This is compared to quite a few fragrances. The main one it's compared to is red tobacco, and the notes are very similar in that. When you get like this cherry tobacco note in a fragrance, it's going to be compared to other things naturally. Where it differs, I think the opening of red tobacco has got pear, this has got peach. I think this is slightly fruitier in my opinion. It's not as screechy and it's not as loud on the patchouli. So yes, it's got some similarities, but it is a different fragrance. This to me does actually smell a little bit more luxurious than red tobacco. The other note that's quite similar between the two, and I think that's why the comparison is so close for some people, is the saffron and the jasmine as well. The jasmine in this really sits at the back. It's got this slight indolic nature, but it is really at the sort of the base of the fragrance. It doesn't ever take over. And actually, I'm not sure I would have guessed it had jasmine in it. Now, other fragrances that it's compared to is Carlisle, and I think that's because of the apple and the vanilla and the woods, so naturally it's going to smell quite similar to that. Herod, it would be Herod's got like a cherry tobacco note, so again some similarities there. But there is a fragrance that it's not often compared to, which I think is quite important to mention, and that is Grand Soir. Now, Grand Soir isn't a tobacco fragrance, but it is a heavy ambery fragrance. And it has got vanilla and tonka too, which I get once the tobacco settles a little bit and the amber and the vanilla and the wood start to come through. It does remind me a little bit of Grand Soir. So it's not a clone of any fragrance in my opinion. Yes, the notes are closest to red tobacco, but take this on its own merit. The presentation is fantastic. What you get for your money is brilliant. This is a 30 ml bottle, and I'll leave the price that you can pick this up for on the screen. I've not got anything like this in my collection. It really does scream quality. It's very heavy for a 30 ml bottle. The cap is metal. It's got a great sprayer on it. So presentation is second to none. Smell, it smells fantastic. It's a fragrance that I'm really going to enjoy owning. Actually, Bex put this into her collection. She really likes it as well. I think it's got enough sweetness in there for her. It never goes too challenging. It is quite loud. I think it will suit the colder months much better. So for that reason, I think it's going to be a fabulous autumn and winter scent. I'm really looking forward to getting to know it more. I hope you found the review useful. Don't forget to like and comment, have you smelled anything from Argos? I do have the sample pack, so I will be running through those samples. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it if you could do that for me. So thanks again to Argos, thanks again to Luxe Parfum. Again, the links are below. There is a discount code available if you're quick on this fragrance, and the discount code is LUXE10. That will expire, so if you're watching this video way after release, that has probably expired. As the time of this video is released, that is still active, so go and take advantage of that. There is one last thing, don't forget to keep smelling wonderful.